Hey guys, first off I just want to apologize. This video is not going to be what you're used to from us. Basically Rose and I had like the worst weekend ever. First off, and I feel kind of bad mentioning this because it's not what this video is about, and although it's very upsetting, it's still not the worst thing that happened to us this weekend. But on Saturday, on Valentine's Day, Rose's grandma passed away. I only had a chance to meet her a couple times, but she seemed like a pretty cool lady. I'll let Rose talk more about that, more about her on Wednesday if she wants to. But needless to say, that put us in a pretty negative place even before the horror of what was about to happen. So, where to start? So, several months ago, we got an email from our insurance agent with a file containing updated policy information or something like that. Until at least we opened it and realized it wasn't from our insurance agent, but someone posing as our insurance agent in order to deliver what ended up being an email full of viruses. At the time, we thought, you know, the insurance company must have been hacked, or there was some virus in their server that spread out to everyone, and we just happened to be dumb enough to open it. But anyway, my antivirus program kicked in and eliminated everything, at least so we thought at first. But things on our computer weren't quite right after that. When we were on the internet, for instance, sometimes a whole new window would open with like our Google account login information in it. Or sometimes we would get signed out of one Google account and signed into another Google account without doing anything. Sometimes advertisements even popped up on our computer when we weren't even on the internet. Just on our homepage an ad would pop up. I ran different virus scans and adware scans, and it never found anything, and although this was moderately annoying, it didn't really seem to be causing any harm, so we kind of just put it on the back burner. In hindsight, this was not smart. It was definitely negligence on our part, especially considering now that we look back in the last week or two, it definitely was getting worse, which probably triggered what happened next. So yesterday, Sunday morning, we got an email from YouTube saying that because of illegitimate activity on our account, our Google AdSense account has been permanently disabled. If you don't know what Google AdSense is, it is basically the branch of Google that handles all the online advertising. Like when you go to a website and there's ads there, Google AdSense is handling all that, tracking all that. They're also what put ads on YouTube videos so that the content creator can make money for putting the time and energy and materials and resources into making the videos that you watch. Without an AdSense account, you can't make money off of having ads on your YouTube channel or your website. You also can't advertise your own business or products without an AdSense account. So getting this email obviously was a very, very serious thing. Rose and I were shocked when we got this email, partly because YouTube has millions of people in their partner program. Essentially, they're a business with millions of clients, and yet they have absolutely zero client support. There's not a phone number you can call, an email address. If anything ever goes wrong with your account, you're on your own. This is something that made me really hesitant to even start a career in YouTube in the first place. However, there are certain kind of things to mentally ease you, and one of them is YouTube pushes this 3-strike system very heavily. You get 3 strikes. If anything goes wrong, if you do anything wrong, if something happens on your account, first you get a warning, second you know, get another warning and the possible temporary disabling your account. It's not until the 3rd strike when your account gets disabled. Theoretically. So naturally we were surprised getting this email saying that our account had been disabled when we had not heard anything else from anyone about anything like this. We started freaking out. We were like, did we accidentally click one of our own ads? Did we maybe leave a playlist running and so Google's algorithm thought that we were, you know, trying to give ourselves a whole bunch of views or something? We came up with all these possible scenarios, but what we ended up with was no, we didn't do any of those things because Rose and I follow every rule to the T. We take this very, very seriously, specifically so stuff like this does not happen. So Glad it's so hard to even get through all these thoughts right now. We were trying to come up with anything that could have happened because in the email they don't even tell you what you did wrong. They claim that this protects their detection procedures, but it really sounds like a very convenient way for them to be able to disable any channel and not have to give a reason for it. But that's beside the point. We couldn't think of anything until we remembered that fucking virus. So I went just Sherlock Holmes like crazy on my computer yesterday and just started scouring it. I took that off the back burner and just went nuts trying to figure out what was going wrong, and what I found was interesting. It turns out our version of Google Drive, the Google Drive program on our computer, I found had been reinstalling itself once a week for the last few months, which is a very odd behavior for a program to do. I dove in a little deeper and found out that even though the program was called Google Drive and its icon was that of Google Drive, the program itself was not Google Drive. It was basically a container to hide viruses. So I deleted the program, did another virus scan on our computer, the same one that had previously been turning up 0 threats, now turned back 33 high-level threats, including everything from adware to spyware, Trojan horses. There were links that gave people access to our Google accounts, including, theoretically, the possibility of someone using our IP address to make actions look like we were doing them. Ding, 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 ding. That's more than a coincidence. Obviously, we found the culprit here of our problem. Luckily, Google has an appeal process. You get one appeal, so we filled out this form, which, by the way, is a very poorly designed online form. It asks you questions that have absolutely nothing to do with your predicament. Oh yeah, and you get 1,000 characters to make your appeal. 1,000 characters. That's about 7 tweets. You get 7 tweets to appeal for your livelihood. But with no other option and nothing else to do, we filled out the form and we submitted it, and it was completely outside of my hands now. There's nothing I could do except wait, which I really didn't like. I'm not good at waiting, so I started doing some research online just to like maybe ease my mind. But what I found was horrible. Theoretically, when your account gets disabled, it was a computer, it was an algorithm that disabled it. The point of the appeal process is to put your case in front of the eyeballs of a real human who can analyze your predicament and make a decision based off of, you know, the thought processes of a real human. However, researching online showed me that a vast amount of these appeals get an automated appeal deny email from some Google robot computer, never making it to the eyeballs of a real human at all, which is really scary to me. I mean, anyone whose eyeballs actually make it to one of our videos can clearly see that we are not some spam bot computer. We are real people who are just trying to make the world a little bit better through learning and laughter. Now, you might be thinking, Nathan, this sounds crazy, and you know what? You're right, it does sound crazy, but it's not as uncommon as you think. In fact, people have researched this. There's proof all over the internet for it. It even has a name. It's called AdSense cyber fraud attack. It can be anything as simple as someone going to another YouTube channel and clicking all their ads, triggering YouTube's algorithm thinking, oh, these two are probably working together, you know, trying to make money off of ad clicks, and they're gonna split the money or something like that, so they shut down the YouTube channel, even though the YouTube content creator likely doesn't even know the person attacking them. It can be as simple as that, all the way up to someone doing like what they did to us, getting actual access to your Google accounts and just going crazy with all kinds of illegitimate activity, making it look like you were the one doing it. There are groups and organizations, there are groups in other countries that openly and publicly do this to shut down companies and basically frame companies and content creators to make it look like they are trying to inflate their own revenue. One of these organizations that openly does this is the KKK. For any longtime viewers of Nathan and Rose out there, you know that because of our trying to spread equality of races, of genders, of sexuality, just general human equality has gotten us on the radar of the KKK on multiple occasions. We've been cyber attacked by them many times, but on 3 specific large-scale occasions, we were featured on the front page of Stormfront. Stormfront is the KKK's international website that they use to commit large-scale cyber attacks on people, which they've done to us multiple times. In the past, it's just been stuff like downvoting all of our videos to make us look, you know, really stupid. But even having thousands of people report all of our videos as spam so that YouTube thinks that we're just like some spam channel when we're not. We're trying to be very professional with what we do. So anyway, obviously the KKK has it out for us. They've had it out for us, and they found, so far yet, the most successful way of shutting us down. Here's the problem. Even though this form of cyber attack is fairly common, people have researched on it, you can even read about it on Wikipedia, Google refuses to accept that this form of cyber attack exists because it makes their platform look very weak to advertisers. Advertisers have to pay money to have their ads shown, and when those ads get clicked, that's really when the advertiser's paying money for that specific click. Well, they don't want to put their ads, they don't want to pay money for their ads to be on a platform where those clicks can potentially be generated by people just maliciously clicking on each other's YouTube videos to do harm to each other. That doesn't help them, that costs them a lot of money. So the way Google's handled this is basically by pretending it doesn't exist, which is a horrible business decision on their part. So, in conclusion, we have been again attacked by the KKK. And again, YouTube is choosing to, instead of standing up for their content creators, the people who allow their website to exist, they are choosing to ignore it. In the past, their ignorance has not really harmed us too much. However, this time, their avoidance to help us is likely going to end this project. And not just Nathan and Rose, I'm talking all of NAR Studios is tied through this AdSense account. We're talking Nathan and Rose, NAR Movies, my personal account, and Rose's personal account are all tied through the same AdSense, and if, or likely when, this appeal gets denied, it's all over. Rose and I have stood by YouTube and talked up YouTube for years. I truly believe that it's like the next level of entertainment. It's a place where artists and creators can freely make what they want and be able to share it easily and be able to have an amazing opportunity to interact and engage with the people who like what they make. I truly believe that it's the greatest form of entertainment that humanity has ever created. It's not, to me, just a site full of cat videos. YouTube is where I have found some of my best friends. It's where I connect with my family. It's what has brought Rose and I closer together than we've ever been before. I mean, hell, I proposed to Rose in California at a YouTube convention. This company is very entwined in our lives, and I feel very strongly right now that it's all being pulled away from me, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm going to try everything I can to keep that from happening, but I'm just one man. And I need your help. So, if you've ever experienced anything like this before, or you know someone who's gone through this before, if you could please email us at roseandnat@gmail.com. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any power or pull or say in the YouTube community at all, if you could just spread that this is going on and that this exists, because it's hurting our community. This is hurting our community. That would be awesome. And hell, if you work at YouTube and you want to do something to prove to me and everyone watching that you think more of us as just eyeballs to watch your ads, I think that would be a very smart move on your part. Sorry. Thank you for watching this video. I really hate to say this, but Rose, I hope that we see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Bye.